Others are the provisional winners following the disqualification of BMW teammates Paul Morris and Craig Baird. But BMW has appealed the decision.
A day the clock beat the quickest car. Under Bathurst rules, no competitor can occupy the driver's seat for longer than 3.5 hours. In his final stint yesterday, Craig Baird was behind the wheel for 3 hours 59 minutes. BMW claims the rule is open to misunderstandings.
In what happened in the instance of yesterday was an extremely tense situation, of extremely intense competition. A calculation was made based on one interpretation of the rule. That may or may not prove to be correct.
The team was fined $55,000 after a steward's hearing last night. The appeal could take months. Either way, BMW will still win the race. The Brabham brothers, provisional winners.
Obviously, it's different from just winning the race outright, but if you look at the history of motorsports, these type of things happen fairly regularly, and I'm sure they'll happen in the future. But
at Mount Panorama today, little sympathy from rivals.
It's the same for everyone, and at the end of the day, if they had to stop and put Paul in the car, anything could have happened. Certainly would have been a longer pit stop.
The unluckiest disqualification, Dwayne Bewley pushing his Peugeot the final 30 metres, but officials ruling the car must finish under its own power.
And I thought, well, I've got to try to make it to the end for the team. The team wanted me to get it to the end and for the sponsor, and we managed to do it. And without the crowds to support, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
James Knight.
Real winner of yesterday's race is finally known. Winners across the line, Paul Morris and Craig Baird, were stripped of their title last night and fined $55,000 after stewards found Baird guilty of exceeding the continuous driving limit.
Here is Craig Baird going into the last corner.
For BMW drivers Craig Baird and Paul Morris, this was their finest hour. But race stewards found Baird had been at the wheel for more than the allowed 3.5 hours. The crucial error occurred on lap 142, when the leaders should have swapped drivers. But Baird persisted until the finish, spending just under 4 hours at the wheel.
We were only aware of the difficulty when it became too late to do anything about it, according to the interpretation that was placed on the rules at that point.
An appeal based on a different interpretation of the rules is underway. BMW teammates Jeff and David Brabham, who crossed 4 seconds behind Baird, were promoted to first 5 hours after the finish. Today, celebrations were somewhat subdued, pending the outcome of the appeal.
We are the winners, I suppose, but it's difficult to say that at this point. Certainly would like to come back next year and get to the checkered flag first.
The appeal could take months, but the legendary Sir Jack Brabham and father of the new champions believes BMW shouldn't hold its breath.
I think it'll stay as we've got it now, I'm sure.
And in one way, he says justice was done.
Not that I normally like winning races under protest, but I think because of the circumstances of the protest and everything, you know, it was a team effort. They wanted to get both cars up there, and although they made a wrong move right at the end, if they hadn't done that, David would have won anyway.
For race organisers, the controversy at the finish has left a sour note on an otherwise successful international race.